Hi, my name is Valencia Danielle, and this is me.
All right, I'm here with Valencia Danielle on This Is Me. Welcome to This Is Me.
Thank you.
My name is Carl Butler. I am the host of This Is Me, and I will not be on camera.
What?
Yeah, I will not be on camera. But no, this is for my guests. This is for, This Is Me as a platform where we can discuss who we really are. So many people hide who they are. So many people, and we all do it. Let's just be honest. We all, in some form or fashion, you're hiding who you are. But I believe it's the parts of us that we are hiding that are probably the most beautiful parts of us. Right. So today we're talking to Miss Valencia Danielle Wright.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay. So just for those who don't know you, just tell a little bit about yourself.
In general.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Valencia Danielle. I am the owner of the Wright Agency. I also have my show, Candid Conversations. I am just a person that has been through some things, and I have a testimony, and I like to share my testimony to inspire, encourage, and motivate other people. So my life revolves around just being pleasing to God. And it took me a long time to get to that place where I felt comfortable enough to share my experience in order to not only free myself, but in order to help somebody else. So I'm excited about this opportunity. Thank you for pushing me. This is, to be honest, scary. Yet I know that it's something that God is doing to stretch me outside of my comfort zone and to take me to that next level, and to not hide behind the makeup or hide behind what people think they know. Yeah. So this is me.
Okay, great. Now you mentioned that you have a new talk show or podcast coming out called Candid Conversations.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit more about what Candid Conversations is?
Candid Conversations is going to offer real, raw, and relatable content. And it was birthed from a place where I was candid about my own life, my own testimony. I struggled with insecurities, with depression, with anxiety, substance abuse. I've struggled with what we're going to be talking about today, my diagnosis of vitiligo. And all of that altered and shook my life to the point of I thought I didn't even have anything to live for anymore. I wasn't adequate enough. But it was something that shifted in my life when I reconnected with God, and just having just him reminding me that I had purpose, and that what I went through or was going through was not in vain, and that I can help someone else with my testimony. So I'm excited that Candid Conversations was birthed out of that, and I created that, and God gave me that vision in order to help someone else. So I'm hoping that when people tune in, that they will be able to not only relate to me, but it will encourage or inspire them to share their story as well with others.
Okay. And so, when you said that you created Candid Conversations, what came to mind is there are a lot of other people already doing podcasts and talk shows, and anyone can turn on Facebook Live and Instagram Live, and anyone can have their opinion. What made you confident enough to trust the fact that you will have your own audience? Because for a lot of people, that's a hurdle within itself.
Yes.
Thinking, why should I do it? Because thousands of other people are doing it.
Yes.
So what gave you the courage to even launch out and do that?
That is a great question, and that's so on time, because I literally have just been dealing with that. I am still overcoming that feeling of comparing myself to others in their journey. So what I'm learning to do is remember what God showed me, what he told me to do, and how he told me to do it. Because although millions are called, everybody has their own way of doing it. They have their own audience. They have their own group of people that they go to. I have those that are broken, those that struggled with things. I feel like that's my audience, but I don't want to just cater to one group of people or one genre of people or one gender. I want to be able to reach everyone. And I feel like God is showing me that through your testimony, so many can be helped. So many can be set free from all that they're going through. So yes, it is challenging sometimes to see that others are doing what I desire to do or what I feel like I was called to do. But because I was called to do it, I know that I can be impactful as long as I stay in alignment. And that's the important thing for me, is just to stay aligned and just do it. Don't make excuses. Don't complain. Don't worry. Don't have fear. Just do it.
Wow. That's a major hurdle for a lot of people, because a lot of people look at how many people are going to tune in.
Yes.
But it's not about that. It's about how many people can you impact.
Yes.
Even if it's just one person.
Yes.
You can impact one person. That one person can completely change the world.
Right.
And so it's important, before we go any further, just to let people know, whatever God has given you to do, just do it.
Yes, just do it.
Let Him take care of the rest.
Right. Yeah.
So this was kind of birthed out of, one day I was at the museum, and so I was looking at Dr. Martin Luther King's exhibit.
Okay.
And there was a pair of his glasses on exhibit, and so I read the little card up under it. And he said, the card said, these glasses are non-prescription glasses. Mm-hmm. He didn't need to wear glasses.
Wow. But
he thought, from his own words, it would make him look smarter.
Wow.
Because he was in front of these massive amount of people. Mm-hmm. He had the education, but he was still a black man in that time.
Right.
And for some reason, we always equate when a person wears glasses, it just gives them that smart look.
Yeah, intelligence. Mm-hmm.
that look of intelligence. And I said, wow, even Dr. King had something he was insecure about. Mm-hmm. He had something that he had to overcome, that he wanted to look smarter.
Right.
So I know you mentioned that you were diagnosed with vitiligo.
Yes, vitiligo. Mm-hmm.
So what is that?
Vitiligo is autoimmune disease, and it is you get white spots. Is the pigment, you lose the pigmentation in your skin. They are not sure what causes it. There are different things such as stress that can cause it. Is something. Some of it is most people it's hereditary or they're born with it. For me, that is not my story. And I don't know if I can go into sharing how in 2018 I started to see a little white spot in the corner of my eye, but because I have eczema, of eczema, I thought maybe it's just eczema that is right there because it was itchy, and it was like that for months. 2018 is also when I lost my job working for a big company. I was there, and I was laid off in 2018. A lot of stress came with that because I was at this company for so long. I was making good money. I had insurance. And so I'm like, you know what, God, I see you moving. You just got something better, right? I'm going to have a job like this because I have a master's degree. I'm smart. I'm savvy. I'm going to get another job. Okay, I had my severance package, so I'm just chilling, right? But I'm still looking for jobs. So 3 months goes by, no job. 6 months go by. That's when I start to worry, and the anxiety and the depression started to seep in. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is not what I expected. So we go into 2019. I'm still not working until September of 2019. I get a job, but it's a contracting job. But in 2019, around November, at this time, my spots started to spread just a little bit. And I started researching myself, and I said, this looks like vitiligo. But I said, God, I know you won't do me like that. I just know you won't do me like that. Like, I love being chocolate and black. I'm black and I'm proud. You feel me? So I'm like, I know you won't do me like that. I never talked about nobody with vitiligo. Sometimes you think like, oh, I was talking about people, this is why it's happened to me. Or, Lord, what did I do? Why would you do me like that? But he was doing something in me that I didn't know, and I feel like it'll lead to a testimony later. But anyway, in 2019, maybe November, October, November of 2019, I said, you know what, let me go to the doctor, a dermatologist, and really see, just to confirm if what I feel like it is what it is. And so I went to the doctor, and I'm sitting there and I'm just waiting for her, and she comes in, she takes pictures, and she said, well, you do have vitiligo. And I said, oh my God. And she was like, I said, so do you know where it could have come from? I said, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I told her that a few years back, a doctor did tell me my vitamin D was low. I didn't take my vitamin D like I should have. So I felt like it was that. I could have had a handle on it early on. So she was like, well, it's something that we really can't capture where it could have come from. But she said a lot of times if it's coming later on like this, it could be certain things in foods. It could be stress. And I said, well, I think it's stress because I did lose my job in 2018. And that's when I noticed it start to appear. So I said, well, maybe if I stop stressing, if I calm down, it'll go away. It just began to spread. And I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm just gonna be, I felt like, what's his name? The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I felt so, I already dealt with insecurities because of my up and down with weight. And then this comes along. I'm like, Lord, so you really don't want me to have no man? Like, come on. I'm already struggling with that. Now I gotta, when I meet somebody, be like, okay, I got vitiligo. So I just want you to notice. So if you want to get up and run, but it's not that serious. I think once I started to deal with it, I'm still dealing with it, if I'm being honest. It's not easy, but it's a part of me right now. I am trusting and believing that God will heal me from this, but I know that God is stretching me for me not to hide behind it anymore, because now I have makeup on. I have this for the video because I'm like, I'm not ready to expose that part of me, but this is me. This is who I am right now. So it's time for it to be exposed and let people know that you don't have to hide behind it, that doesn't define me. I still can be impactful. I still can reach people. I still have a business. And God, and just to testify on that, I lost my job in 2018, but that pushed me into having my own business now, which is the Right Agency, wow, which is a coaching and development business. So I'm coaching and developing others to overcome fear, wow, overcome insecurities, helping them to build a healthy self-image. So how can I help someone else be confident, mm-hmm, and I'm not confident in my own self because of this autoimmune disease that I'm facing right now? It's a challenge, but I can overcome the challenge. And so that's my message to someone, that you can overcome this thing. This does not define who I am. It's just what I have right now.
Wow. So you said a lot. You said, I want to start with the fact that you said you were always confident in your skin. When I grew up, I was lighter skinned, mm-hmm, but as time went on, mm-hmm, my skin got darker, mm-hmm, and so now I'm dark skinned, mm-hmm. And so that was never anything I struggled with, because I know a lot of darker skinned people have an issue with it sometimes, mm-hmm, just because growing up, everything we see is white, everything, right, we see is light, and if, mm-hmm, it's not white, it's light skin, exactly. And so darker skinned people often have an issue when it comes to feeling lesser than. Right. But you said that's not you. You said that.
I loved it. Now, when I was younger, people would talk about me, but I didn't see the problem. I felt like my family always secured me into saying that you're beautiful, the way you are. And so even though some dudes may be like, nah, you too dark for me or whatever, I'm not going to say I never felt a way. But for the most part of my life, I was secure in who I was, and secure as far as my complexion is concerned. Wow. I had other insecurities, but my complexion really was not something I grew up in saying, oh, I'm dark skinned, that's a problem. No.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. And speaking to insecurities, people don't know, but growing up, I stuttered real bad. Really? I stuttered really. Like, I would get up to read a paper in class, and the teacher would just be like, "It's okay, you can sit down."
No, not as okay. She was wrong.
So yeah, and even now, nothing changed. Mm-hmm. I learned, when you go through speech therapy and you go through things, if you're listening to me now, you'll probably notice my breathing patterns. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I pause before I say certain words, mm-hmm, because certain words and sounds still give me issues and problems. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But just speaking on why I started This Is Me, is because me doing this is even overcoming something.
Wow.
And then God called me to preach, and
Wow.
is everything He's ever called me to do challenges what I struggle with or what I deal with.
Wow.
And so
that's right.
a lot of times people deal with things that they can see, and then but you don't know it's a million people dealing with things that you cannot see.
Right.
You know,
that's good.
There are people that are quiet not because they want to be quiet, but because they can't talk the way other people can.
Right.
And so, and it's the same thing. You know, looking at you, I would never know because and I can't even tell that you have on that much makeup to cover it up.
Right.
And so you really can't tell.
And that's the blessing part, because I don't even wear a lot of makeup. I actually, the cream I use, I just dab in the spots that I need it. And then I'll just put blush or lipstick on, but I don't even have to cake it on. So I try to look at the blessing in it. Like some people can't even cover their vitiligo because the color doesn't match, or you'll still see it through the makeup. But I still like look at the blessing of it. Like if I want to get on camera or anything like that, I don't know if I'm bold enough to just say, let me just wake up and get on live like this. But this video will probably help me to say, you know what? I don't feel like covering it up today. I just have a word for y'all. God said this, and you're gonna see me in my rawness. You feel me? So I feel like this is pushing me to that point, and God wants me to get outside of that. That it doesn't matter what I look like; it's the message that comes out.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so yeah, and when you was talking, I know Michael Jackson, one of the greatest entertainers, living or dead. He struggled with that. A lot of people don't know that.
Yep.
When he was younger, he started seeing white spots, and that's why he started wearing a glove, because it started with his hands. And so people was like, it became an icon. His glove.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, I have it on my hands. You can really see it.
And so his glove became an icon, but he was hiding something. And sometimes what we hide becomes our icon. And it's popular with other people, but nobody knows what you're really dealing with.
Right.
And then, with him, when it started to spread to his face, and he just bleached his whole skin. And so people don't know that. People think that, he just wanted to be white, or he just wanted to be lighter skin. But no, he was running from something.
Wow.
And even when he died running from something. He couldn't sleep. He just he didn't have peace.
Right.
And so I believe accepting who you are gives you a certain peace.
That's right.
I'm completely at peace with people hearing me speak right now, because I'm not going to hide who I am. I'm not going to hide how I sound.
Right.
And so, the purpose of This Is Me is to strip off what hides us.
Right.
For us to strip off what hides us. So, are you willing to strip off what is probably one of the most beautiful parts about you? Because I often say we often cover up the very thing someone is looking for in us.
That pureness,
that pureness. That who is the model? Winnie Harlow, I believe.
Winnie Harlow, yes.
There's never been another model like her.
Right.
And she wore it proudly.
Right.
And when she stepped out on social media and said, "This is me," she attracted stars. She started dating Wiz Khalifa, I believe.
Yeah.
It was one of the big rappers. But it gave so much. It gave so many people courage.
Right.
Because he said she's beautiful.
Right.
But her beauty didn't fit into the confines of what we know as beautiful.
Right.
But it's still beautiful.
Right.
And so, here on This Is Me, we want all of our guests to feel comfortable. So are you comfortable showing people you?
Am I comfortable? Maybe not.
Okay.
Am I, do I think it's time? Yes.
Okay.
Will I? Yes.
Okay.
So, right now?
Yeah. Yes, it's on you.
Okay. So this is me. I can, I'm going to use my handy wipes. Shout out to the crayon case. And, this is not easy for me. This is, some of my friends and family have not even seen me without this. So I'm using the mirror so that I can make sure I get it in the right spots. Now I don't know if you want me to leave my lipstick on, because it's only, I can just blot out the areas where it's at.
Yeah, you just
because it'll make my lips pink
Okay.
because it's red.
Okay.
But I am going to show you what, oh my God, I can't believe this, Carl. Oh my God, this is God. So I am going to show you guys what it is under who I am. Okay. So you see it's coming, right? This is actually, believe it or not, very freeing. And now that I'm doing it, it's not as bad as I thought. Because, wow, this is actually emotional. And I was like, I am not going to post this because I don't want my friends to see me in this light. But it's so freeing knowing that you're not held captive by what people think of you anymore. Like you said, like you dealing with the stuttering stuff, I wouldn't have known that, just like Moses. God allowed him to do so much with his impediment and even sent him help when he needed it.
Yeah, and it's often, while you're doing that, people will never see that sometimes some days are worse than others.
Yes. Sometimes
when we go to order food or we're in a drive-thru, sometimes my wife has to speak for me.
Right.
And it used to be embarrassing for me, but I said, that's someone I trust with my life. So why can't I be who I am with those who are around me?
Right.
And so that's one of the most freeing things, is just to be able to be who I am.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Basically, my I don't have it on my cheeks or anything. That's why I didn't wipe that. It's and it started off as a little dot right there, and you could see it under probably, I don't know if it needs to be zoomed in or not, but you could see it on my eyelid. You could see it here, and around my mouth. Yeah. Yep. So this is me.
See, you still, what's crazy?
And I have it on my hands too, as you can see. It's some on my hands right here, and it spreads. But I have never publicly even went to Publix like this. Like if I go to Publix, I'm dabbing, and it's just like, but this is me. To others, they're seeing this, girl, that ain't nothing. But you don't have to live it. So for someone that's been chocolate all their lives and embraced it, it's a big deal to me, because some men may not want somebody that look like a Dalmatian or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like to others, I make jokes about it, but that's just my personality. But honestly, I was insecure about that. Like, who will want me in looking like this? Like if I wake up in the morning, I'm looking like this with no lipstick, no nothing, but they could still see beauty. You know what I mean? So this is actually freeing for me. This is a big step for me. Very emotional. I'm a G. I'm trying not to cry on camera. And this is so crazy because I'm a big crybaby, but I'm thanking you for allowing God to use you to push people outside of their comfort zone and allowing us to show people who we really are.
Yeah, looking at you, you don't look any different to me. And
really?
It's not because I know you. It's just because you're just Valencia. And so I think that's kind of the point, is that what we try to cover up, it doesn't change who we are.
Wow.
Like it does not change our perception. Now your perception may change, but you know what I noticed in this era where we're all wearing masks, when we're walking around the store, and the only thing you can really see is a person's eyes,
right?
Like the forehead and eyes. That's
right.
all we can see. You know, you stand out just so much, and that would kind of attract. I think it would attract men because you still look like Valencia. Like you don't.
I feel you. I'm still. I feel you, but you know, yeah. I'm like, you know, but like I said, it's freeing because it's like is when you have to cover up so much, it's so tiring sometimes. It's just like I just want to get up and go to the store.
Yeah.
But I allow my insecurities to stop me, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be able to, like, I'm going to try to leave here and just go to the store like this with just my mask on and just see, okay, you know. And one time I think I did go in the store and I forgot to cover it up, and and I was with my cousin, and I came back in the car and she said, "I'm so proud of you, cousin." And I said, "Why?" She said, "Because you didn't even cover your face." I said, "Oh my God, why didn't you tell me?" And this was in the beginning stages of it. I cried and cried, but I love the fact that this is pushing me and allowing me. And it, like I said, it's so freeing. It makes me feel better about myself because I'm still smart. I'm still impacting. I'm still, you know, doing what the Lord told me to do. So what has changed other than the pigmentation of my skin? You know, my melanin is just going a little bit. But even seeing this now, I feel like God is going to heal me. And if he doesn't, so be it. But I'm believing God. I feel like he is going to heal me from this. And people can see the testimony that I embraced it. And look what happened after that.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'll be back on to say, this is me again.
No, and you know, I do thank you for doing this because you didn't have to. Like, you didn't have to. That's just period, point blank, bottom line. But you know, it is a freeing, and I think that's also the goal of the show. You know, anyone who wants to be free of hiding, this is probably the place for you because you can sit down and have an honest conversation and say, "This is me." And now, what you started your own show, Candid Conversations, you now can have a candid conversation because you're talking from a place of, I've accepted who I am. Right? Can you accept who you are? Can we have an honest conversation about where you are in life, what you're doing in life? Right. You know, are you living life? Right. And so now you can have those honest conversations. Right. But yeah, I thank you, Miss Valencia Danielle Wright.
Thank you, Carl Butler. I got it right. Thank you for having me. I'm excited for where this is going. I'm excited for how this is going to free so many people. I believe it's going to be blessed, and it's anointed in my opinion. So it's going to be, it's going to touch a lot of lives. So I'm excited to be, to expose the enemy on today. No, I'm just playing. I'm excited. Thank you. This is me.
All right. Thank you, Miss Valencia, for coming to the Butler Studios. Thank you. To show that this is me.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.